Hey, this is Rob Anspach, and welcome to another edition of eHeroes. Today, we have Steve Gamlin, our favorite guest, back. And, we're all in this crisis. We're all locked up, locked down, locked over, locked under. I don't know. There's so many locks ups that we could be doing right now. But Steve and I are going to talk about, adapting during this crisis, because so many entrepreneurs, I think, we got into this 2020 with this perfect vision of how we were going to grow our business, and everything was moving smoothly. And this virus hit, and everybody panicked, and all these businesses got shut down, and they're starving. So we're going to talk about some tips that maybe Steve has that hopefully will help. If not, you guys can just shut this video off now, or the audio, and just go about your day. But hey, Steve, thanks for coming back. And I don't know how you're dealing with this isolation thing, but I'm going stir crazy.
Yeah, it's different. I own a speaking business and also a DJ company. So right now, effectively both, as far as live events, are completely on hold. Now, where I'm a bit more fortunate than a lot of the other speakers I know, and I know this because I've been coaching some of them for the past 3 weeks. Speakers that were in a different airport every third or fourth day, and what they do is just from the stage. And I'm starting to find out how many of them have never done a Facebook Live broadcast, a Zoom conference call, or even started their own, podcast or anything else. They've just been exclusively live. So right now they're struggling, and they're stumbling through the early missteps, and very common mistakes. So hopefully we can address some of those today as well. But it's funny, about 3 years ago, because my dad's health was failing at the time, I didn't want to stray too far from home. So I made a concerted effort to beef up all the other stuff I'm doing on the periphery.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's the greatest thing, looking back, that I could have done, is built a new recording studio and upgraded all the equipment and everything. So to that side of it, I'm actually at a pretty good place right now, because I've already started doing virtual events for my clients who called and said, "Can you do this?" Yes.
Yeah, I made that conscious effort a couple of years ago to focus on my marketing before I would focus on my clients' marketing. And we have our marketing now geared out. We have hundreds of blogs written and ready to go, scheduled till December 31st, 2021. I have daily emails written, and in fact, I just wrapped up July's daily emails. And people would tease me. They would mock me. They were like, "Well, why are you putting your marketing out so far away? So far out?" And I said, "Because you never know what's going to happen. If I would fall down and break my leg and or my fingers and I couldn't type anymore, my marketing's already set to go. It's done. It's out there."
Yep.
But now everybody's been caught with their pants down, and they can't get any work done.
Yeah.
And here's the problem: is you just everybody's had 2 or 3 weeks at home. They could have been working on their marketing, so that when this pandemic is lifted, and these businesses are allowed to push out the gate, at least they have something substantial out there that's telling customers, "Hey, we're here, we care, this is how we can help you," and none of them have.
Yep.
And it's
And
terrible.
I have the pieces of motivational firewood that I post a quote. Some are original, some are not.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning on my Facebook business page, and I do those a month in advance, because I've got an entire year's worth, but I do them a month in advance. And I'm glad I've done that, because on a few of them I just have to go back and edit in the current situation, and then it some of them have actually fit so almost prophetically, but it's completely by accident, with what's going on right now. And some people have said, "How did you know I needed to hear that today?" I'm like, "Well, a month ago when I scheduled it." I can't use my power for winning lottery tickets, but at least being prepared. Some people aren't going to learn a damn thing from what's going on right now, and I've already learned a lot, and I'm creating more content at a record pace right now.
Oh yeah, so am I. I must have created 30 graphics today. I created four more blogs that I actually squeezed in for this week, and then rescheduled the stuff that was here to a future date, so that it's more relevant.
Yeah.
but I'm writing more and more stuff for my clients. I'm designing stuff for them. And, you know, everybody wants this warning to be put up on their websites that we have to, oh, COVID warning, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're doing to protect you. And some of them want it. Some of them don't. Some of them are like, you know what? We just want people to call us, you know, and once they call us, we'll tell them what we're doing. You know, everybody is dealing with it differently, but those people that are living in fear, I think that they're the ones that are going to suffer the most.
Yeah. Yeah. And even if you are fearful right now, I mean, I'm a speaker. I'm not the same business as everybody else is in. Whatever I'm feeling is fair game, because my clients are looking to me as a regular, everyday, real, honest to God human being who feels and who shares and who learns and then shares that.
Right.
At least be authentic and real with people. You don't have to put up this fake front like you're not struggling or suffering. If you are, man, reach out and have a conversation with somebody. I've had more real conversations on the phone in the past 3 weeks than I've had in the past 3 months.
You know, I'm Mr. Sarcastic, and everybody that knows me knows that I'm Mr. Sarcastic, but I had to dial it back a little bit during this crisis and be Mr. Compassionate, because the people that got triggered by this or triggered by fear or what they're seeing on the media, as soon as I become Mr. Sarcastic, they're ready to crucify me and kill me. And I'm like, dude, dial it down.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm deleting people at a breakneck speed off my Facebook because they're just so toxic.
Yeah. Yeah. I said that to somebody the other day in an interview. I said, look, I'm unfollowing people at a record pace. And
Yeah.
I get challenged on that. Steve, you shouldn't, you know, nobody left behind. That's not my motto. People say, but you're so positive. You should be more compassionate. You should try to help them and show them. It's not my responsibility to show somebody. I said, I'm going to be over here living and breathing the most positive existence I can find. But I'm also a human being who doesn't need any more dog crap on his shoes.
Right.
I'll be over there living a good example of the best life I can think of in my business.
You know, and I have to,
Great.
I have to feel compassion a little bit to some of my clients because they were ill prepared. You know, for the last several years, I've been socking a lot of money away. You know, I've been trying to prepare not only financially, but we've increased our food storages, we've increased everything. You know, and I'm not a prepper. You know, this is not the zombie apocalypse or the end of times, but I always like to be prepared.
Sure.
Well, you know, a lot of businesses just weren't prepared. You know, they were in growth mode. They were pumping all their money back into the business to grow it, and this sidelined this. You know, I have a client that has multiple locations that laid off lots of people, you know, and they're scrambling because they're owed, you know, a lot of money. And, you know, they're in the same boat as everybody else. They're going to this SBA and, you know, they've been told, hey, you're going to get X amount of dollars. You're going to do this. And it's so confusing. The SBA changes the rules every single day. And, you know, and they're making people reapply and jump through the hoops. And it's just pandemonium.
Yeah. And there's so many people out there saying they're self-ordained experts. And I'm seeing this, believe me, even in my own speaking community. People hopping in the Facebook community of members only of national speakers saying, you can't be selling anything right now. You'd better just be giving everything away. I can't afford to do that. But I'm also not pounding a sales pitch down people's throats. I've actually reached out. I've hopped on camera and sent a video to some of my favorite clients just saying, hey, look, I know you're struggling. Is there a message I could share? You know my style.
Right.
What can I share with you right now, completely free, to just help pick people up a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
And the weird part is, as people are already saying, and I know this because I've seen it happen to other speakers, people are getting hired because of that. Now, their intention was just to provide value.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other people out there, you know, mega sales pitch and heavy on this and playing on people's fear. And I don't agree with that part of it.
Right. And, you know, and I feel that there's so many people out there giving away free that when the tide turns, they're going to be hard pressed to try to sell what they normally would sell at the full rate. So what I've been doing, I said, look, are you impacted? If you're struggling, I will reduce the price that I charge you, but you have to pay something. And they're fine with that. Mm-hmm. And we haven't lost any clients. You know, there are some that are really on the verge but we are doing whatever we can to help them, but they have to pay something.
Yep. Yep. And I think a lot of people I mean, I'm a person who feels bad. I don't like being handed charity.
Right.
If I can scrape 2 nickels together, Rob, I'm going to give that to you because it's going to make me feel better as a human being that I'm actually contributing some value back.
Yeah.
And I totally get that.
Are they buffalo head nickels?
They might be mint, yes.
But even the technology that we're using right now, which is Zoom to record this, even Zoom wasn't prepared. And as we were discussing this off camera, is that sometimes Zoom will lag. So you might get you might see us, but the audio is forward versus the video, so it looks like a bad Chinese karate film. And but that's just the problem that's going on. I look at Disney and Netflix and Hulu. They all had to reduce their bandwidth by 20-30%. I think they took away the HD and went back down to the SD, which is a slower bit rate, but because they didn't want to clog up the internet.
Yeah.
So everybody from the top to the bottom is feeling it. But
Yeah.
I think that every business owner going forward should have a plan B. This is our manual. This is what we do in crisis mode. And, because they didn't have that before. In fact, some of them didn't even have a plan B at all. They just said, hey, plan A is going to work. Well, plan A never works.
Right.
But they should have some type of manual that says, in a crisis, these are the steps that we're going to take. Because there's some places that are saying, put masks on, put gloves on, put full hazmat suits on, get the oxygen, let's go out there and greet customers. And then the customers are freaking out because they think chemicals are everywhere.
Right.
Viruses or whatever.
And the warnings change almost daily.
Yeah.
Look what it was 2 weeks ago. Well, okay, just stay 6 feet apart. And now I was at a grocery store locally yesterday. The in-store announcements were recommending not only staying 6 feet apart, but also to wear a mask and to wear gloves if you can. And also, please, when you leave the store, don't just throw them on the ground, because that's not what people are doing now.
Oh yeah, I was at Costco the other day, and it was just littered with rubber gloves everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like, people, really?
Yeah. It's people are just letting the craziness just get away with it. And it's something my dad used to always say. He would always say, too many people are just screwing the next guy.
Yeah.
He was a carpenter, and he would come in to use one of his saws, and somebody would have left sawdust, pieces of wood. The saw would be adjusted, not put back to true. And he said, yep, screw the next guy. That's where too many people's mindsets are. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people, the memory is going to be long on this one.
Oh yeah.
They're out shafting people now, or screwing people over, and not showing some heart and compassion, and at least being a decent human being. I think that those are going to linger a long time on this.
And everybody is stir crazy. They're and when they do get out, whether it be the grocery store, hardware store, wherever they're going, they're already on pins and needles. They're already ready to explode on somebody.
Yep.
Because some of them haven't gotten paid in weeks. Some of them have tried to get on the unemployment line, or I guess it's a website now, so you got to go on that, but it's crashing every day. They're constantly watching the news, so all they hear is, or all they're being fed is, bad news.
Yep.
And I look at it as that, I'm 51 years old. Well, I'll be 51 here shortly, but since I've been an entrepreneur for the last 25 years, I don't fear hardly anything, and maybe it's just me, but I've learned to tune out the negative. And I've learned to say, look, you know what, if we don't have an economy, if we don't have entrepreneurs like me that are going out and keeping the economy moving, we won't have anything left. Because the government relies on businesses for taxes, for all kinds of things, so that they can build roads and provide health care and provide. So without an economy, we got nothing.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
but people don't. The people that work for others, they think, well, I can just take a couple of weeks off, collect unemployment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but you can't. You know, get your ass back to work.
Yep.
It's just, it is what it is. And people think, well, Rob, you're heartless because, you know, you're going to infect all these old people. Yeah. Getting infected doesn't mean you're going to die, you know, but that's how they feel. They feel that it's a death sentence if they get that, you know, virus.
Yeah.
And
And there's too many people not even heeding the warnings that are out there and
right.
just saying, oh, you're all sheep. I watched somebody yesterday shaming somebody for wearing a mask at a store, saying you're all sheep.
Yeah.
Well, what does it hurt you if someone else is wearing a mask? You know,
Right.
they're trying to protect themselves and you. They're just putting on this extra layer of caution. And what's so wrong about that?
Yeah. You know,
There was somebody yelling at a store clerk last week. A friend of mine shared this. She goes, oh yeah, some snotty old hag was yelling at a 16-year-old kid stalking the aisle because her favorite golden Oreos were not available.
yeah.
I mean, are things bad out there? Yes. But here's something I share almost daily. There are plenty of good things happening in the world right now. And there's some really great, cool heroes rising up who just making a difference. And the good is just as real as the bad. Just because I'm a speaker doesn't mean I'm out here farting rainbows and unicorn dust. The good is
you'd make a lot of money if you could do that.
I know I really could. Tony Robbins right off stage. I go, oh, Tony, your lasers and fog machine. Watch.
Watch this. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer, Tony Robbins.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, it's just a different. I think it's a different mindset that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And the entrepreneurs that want to work, you know, they friends of mine, you know, they own a mattress store, and they've been marketing this mattress store for the last 10 years. They are great people, and they were told that they're non-essential. But then the big box stores are selling mattresses, but they're allowed to stay open.
Yep.
You know, and now it's finally come down and says, well, you're not allowed to sell non-essential. But in order to do that, the store has to retune everything that they're doing. And customers are saying, well, I'm here. I need to buy it. I'm going to spend my money. And you know, what I always tell people is that, you know, it's kind of like a river. You know, water will go where it wants to go. Well, money will go where it wants to go too. And you can't tell people that want to spend money right now that they can't spend it, because they will find a way to buy what they need. And when this is all over, guess what? The people that were non-essential get screwed again, because all their customers have already spent the money.
Yep.
So we got to open it up. You know, that's just the way it is.
Yep.
You know, I think that the small business is going to get screwed two ways over. They're getting screwed because they can't work, and they're getting screwed because, you know, this SBA crap is leading them down a rabbit hole that they may not ever be able to repay back.
Yep.
You know, and it's a shame. I think that there could have been different ways to approach this, but I look at Sweden. Sweden didn't shut down their businesses. You know, they just told everybody, hey, you know, protect yourself, go out there and do your best job. And their level of infection has gone down.
Wow.
You know?
Well, because they probably didn't try to squeeze in one last spring break before. Even one of the guys that was one of the centerpiece ones, like, hey, if Corona comes, dude.
Yeah.
He apologized. He may have been under the influence of a different type of Corona at the time.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I mean, even their sales have dwindled.
What was the stat a couple of weeks ago? Even 38% of Americans had believed that they had something to do with the actual virus.
Yeah.
There was a poll done somewhere. So it goes to show you, you know, how many people are, you put it this way, there's those of us who are working on our businesses right now harder than ever. And the team that I'm with as well, we are cranking right now. And then there's people saying, hey, did you see that TV show about the woman who fed her husband to the tiger. I'm like, wow, it's running neck and neck right now in my feed some days.
I haven't seen that show, and I'm not going to watch it. I just I've had enough of the Facebook posts everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just I think that as entrepreneurs, we need to focus on what we do best. Stop looking at the news, stop looking at feeding into that negativity. And we just need to go out there and forget what the naysayers are saying, but we have to deliver our product. We have to, provide value to our customers. We have to show compassion. But those customers who know who you are, or in my case, know who I am and know that I'm very sarcastic, know that I'm not out to screw them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I saw you on Facebook being all rainbows and leprechauns, I'd be sending you a message going, Robert, dude, I think you got hacked. Because it's some nice guy who just took over your account, and we can't have that.
No, and but it's the algorithm, and more and more people are seeing my stuff, and I'm like, they're like, dude, are you always an asshole? And I'm like, yeah. And I delete.
But see, but the people who know, like, and trust you, I mean, God, you and I've been on your show how many times now? We have a really great, cool relationship. Like, I never take anything you say as evil. I'm like, oh my God, I would never say that, but I'm glad Rob did, because I just had a great laugh off of that. But see, our customers,
make myself more evil for Steve.
There you go. Right. Alexa, remind me to be mean again tomorrow. But see, the people that, there are people that come to me now and they're like, Steve, I didn't see you post anything funny today. You always post something funny.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, well, should I still do some of the funny stuff in addition to the positive stuff? So today I found a stick figure of myself I had drawn, because it was a bad hair day the other day, and somebody goes, let's get on camera. So I just put a little stick figure in front of the camera. And so today I looked at it and I go, I've been snacking a lot. Those lines should be thicker. And so I made them thicker and put stubble all over the face. And I go, look at that. There's regular Steve and snacking stubble Steve. And that's what 2 weeks of self-isolation has done.
Someone had,
as soon as it went, like, happy. And now the next message will be something positive about, here's what's going on. And here's what you can maybe think about for your business or your personal life. And remember too, if you're home right now, your kids are looking to you. What type of energy are you throwing at them? Because you're teaching them something.
Yeah. I had a client reach out on Facebook, and they're like, you've been quiet in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, really? And I'm going through my feed going, I posted like 20 times today, and a bunch, where's she been? And I'm like, have you been to my wall lately? Yep. She says, no, I'm not seeing your stuff. And I said, well, go over here, click see first. She says, oh, now I see it.
Perfect. It's like,
she's probably traumatized now.
The Corona box set that she'll be binge watching you later today.
Yeah, but I want to encourage anybody who's listening. It's okay to give away your service for free, although I don't want you to give away everything that you do for free. I the other day I gave away a free marketing piece to that I had a letter I designed a couple years ago, actually going back 8 years now, that I freely gave away because I wanted people to actually, go out there and make money, but I don't want you to give away everything that you do in hopes that, it's going to become future work down the road.
Yep.
You can give away one or two things and be glad about it, but charge for your services. Even if it's at a discount rate, charge, because, everybody has to be accountable. And we're all in this together. And just because someone says they don't have any money, a lot of people do have money. And but we've kind of got on this mindset that, oh my God, it's crisis. Everybody has to give away service for free. But if everybody's doing service for free, nobody's making any money, which means the economy is going to crap. So people need to make money.
Yep. And some people are going to have to adjust their priorities. I mean, if you say, Steve, I can't afford $97 for your program, one-time buy, but you're still watching $208 a month worth of cable channels.
Yeah.
Oh, and you smoke.
Yeah.
And you know, you go out to eat, or at least for takeout now, 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
It comes down to a matter of priority. And I'm not going to pimp myself out for nothing, because then what I'm telling the world is my value's diminished. Well, my value's as high as it's ever been. Maybe I just need to negotiate with people a little more.
Right.
That's all.
You know, and if I see that, you know, hey, you legitimately need help, I will reduce my prices. And you should, you know, people should too. But like Steve said, if you're out there spending money on other stuff that, you know, we know that you could cut back on, don't come to us and say, hey, I need a reduction, because honestly, you're not going to get it.
Yep.
You know, there are things in this world that we can do without. 200 channels is one of them. I got rid of cable a long time ago, and you know, I've been streaming. I only pay for 3 things, and that's, you know, Netflix, Disney, and my internet.
Yep. We still got the Wi-Fi. We got Sling, and I think we might have Pluto or something like that. But they got plenty of channels, because I watch mostly old stuff anyway. I don't watch that much new stuff.
Right.
I'd rather kick back and just watch an old episode of MASH that I've seen 100 times, because it's just good for my brain, because I still laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I've been rewatching Stargate, the TV show from, you know, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great series. It's science fiction. It covers archaeology. It covers, you know, lasers. I mean, it's a mishmash of all kinds of things in one, and I just love it. Oh, and you know, Richard Dean Anderson is in it, and he's very sarcastic. So, you know, it's a great show.
Yeah. Hey, we all need our role models. Mine was Hawkeye Pierce. Yours is sarcastic.
Well, Hawkeye was very sarcastic too.
But in a compassionate way.
Sometimes, you know, except for Burns. He didn't like Burns at all.
Well, and it's funny, that's a thing, because he openly mocked anybody who demanded respect without first earning it. So yeah, he was ruthless to those people, which I love, because I've done that too.
Hey, we're running out of time. Oh, look at that. I got to go for dinner. Hey, how do people get a hold of you, Steve?
People can find me at visionboardmastery.com. That's where everything is these days, and we're adding more stuff every week.
And let's just, before we leave, let's just give people a reason why they need vision boards right now in this crisis.
We have survived everything up till now, so it's probably a pretty good idea to start having a picture of what you want to look like, feel like, sound like, smell like, be like when this is all over. That includes your personal and your professional lives. So start seeing the vision now. Figure out some of the dead wood you got to get rid of, and surround yourself with the best people to help you get there. And someone like Rob, if you are an entrepreneur, is somebody you should talk to. I mean, God, you get content all the way through till the next crisis. So people should probably talk to you about helping with their marketing.
Vision Board Mastery, right?
Yes,
.com. All right, there you go. That's just why Steve, I always have him back, because he's just an awesome e-hero. So we'll see you guys later. And my button disappeared.